Hey guys, what's up? It's Evan with Soundwarp Studios, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new plugin from Bogren Digital, and it's called IRDX Core. So this is not an IR loader. This is a post IR loader plugin that's supposed to basically enhance the IR and make it sound more like a real cabinet. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so let's hop on over, first of all, before we actually open the plugin, and read some of the marketing to kind of figure out a little bit more of what this plugin is and does. Like, I have a pretty basic idea, but doesn't hurt to kind of read. So, IRDX Core speaker dynamics, breathe life into your guitar amp sims and cabinet impulse responses. Simply add IRDX Core after your guitar amp or IR loader plugin and discover the natural movement, 3D sensation, and slightly jagged edges and the unpredictability you could previously only obtain by recording an actual guitar cabinet at high volumes with a microphone. It's not an IR loader. What's wrong with them? It can only capture a static linear image of a tone curve and resonances of the cabinet like a photograph. Very good point. How do I use it? Just basically throw it after your IR loader or amp simulation plugin. Input calibration, pick a style, all kinds of stuff going on. All right, so that's what Bogren says the plugin's capable of. Now let's go over into Reaper and test it out on a song ourselves. All right, we're here in Reaper and we've got the plugin loaded up already. This is a track that I've been working on. It's not released yet, but it sounds pretty awesome. So we'll go ahead and use this as the test subject. So we've got the Fort and Cali amp simulator right here. And as you can see, I'm using the built-in cabinet section here. And then we've got some post-processing. I'm not going to touch that because especially this EQ and some other stuff really dramatically changes the sound of the final tone. So we're just going to pretend like, we dialed this amp in perfectly and we just want to see how the plugin adds to it. I think that's still a fair way to test it out. So IRDX Core right here. Let's just turn it off and listen to what it sounds like without this plugin on it. All right, let's go over to a little more interesting section. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the plugin on. We'll start messing around with the settings. There's not really too many here, so we'll go ahead and engage it. All right, so already there's definitely a difference to the sound. Nothing too extreme. I guess I should mention that I already did calibrate it. We can recalibrate it though, so I'll show you how it's done. Go ahead and play audio and hit the calibration button. And it's as simple as that. So pretty hard to mess that up. So we got this kind of amount knob, which goes up to 150%, which is pretty funny. Double clicking it takes you back to 100, which is great. There's an output. We don't really need to touch this though, because we've calibrated it, I presume. And then there's this normal and intense mode. We're going to try both of these, but I guess let's just play around with some knobs. It's definitely making the guitar sound brighter, which I think I do like what it's doing, but I'm not sure if it's better or just different. Let's try the intense mode. Oh, okay. Interesting. So now on intense mode, it sounds it's a very different change in the sound from normal. On normal, it felt like as I increased this, we also increased the brightness, right? And then on intense, it's like way darker and more thick in the mid-range. And then I guess I'm just going to switch between the modes, turn the knobs, and I'm going to start A-Bing it. So hopefully you'll be able to follow along just by watching what I'm doing here. But I think it's important to see if we're improving the sound or, again, just kind of changing it. So let's give it a go. We'll go to normal. All right, so I don't really like the intense, at least not on this guitar sound. I think it just makes it sound like in solo, it does give it kind of a little extra girth and punch in the mid-range, but it darkens the sound and I think makes it sound, I don't know, like it's less aggressive. It's hard to describe. I don't prefer it. But the normal, I think I do like what it's doing. So let me kind of find a good spot that I like, and then we're going to unsolo the guitar, drop it in the mix, and then play around with it and see, again, how we like it in the context of a mix. Because one of the biggest mistakes you can make when dialing in a guitar tone, and I myself am so guilty of this, is when you just, I'm just going to sit here and solo and turn some knobs for a half hour. It sounds great. And then unsolo it, drop it in your mix, and it sounds absolutely horrible. Because again, mixing is all about context. You want that instrument not to sound as good as it can by itself. No one is going to hear what your guitar sounds like in solo ever, right? So don't spend a whole lot of time mixing in solo. I tend to do it to get things dialed in, or not dialed in, but as a good starting point, and then dial it in context, right? So let's go ahead, unsolo, and we will go ahead and start messing around with the settings. Like it's giving the guitar, it's doing something to like the transient, especially on the palm mutes. I feel like it's giving it more push, more punch, which, I mean, I have a limiter on here. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be changing the gain reduction too much. So it's not like it's just overall making the pick attack louder, but it's doing something. And I don't really understand what it's supposed to be doing. And honestly, for my application, I just want to know if it makes the sound better. So whatever's going on under the hood, I think I do prefer it. Let's just try a little AB one more time. I like the palm mutes. Let's go to the fast articulated section. So it definitely sounds better. Again, let's listen to it in solo one more time, because we have to remember it is making it brighter, which can also, make a sound more aggressive. So I think regardless, it makes it sound better. I guess the last thing we'll do, let's try something real quick. Be right back. All right, we're back. So what I did here is loaded up Ozone Match EQ and, enabled IRDX Core, captured a reference, then turned it off and captured the signal again. And then we're going to try and match it here and see what, the plugin's doing, if we can mimic it with an EQ change, or if there's really something magical going on behind the curtain, so to speak. So I guess we'll just leave that for now. Let's crank this up and see what's going on. So smoothing, let's just turn that. I don't like it at 0 because that's just weird, but just a tiny bit of smoothing. Looks like there's a ton of low end being added, so I don't want that. Let's just cut that out because we're going to roll it off anyways in a mix. So what do we got? So make this a little bigger here. All right. So like I suspected, there's a really big high end boost, and let's see how this sounds. We'll also gain match so we're not fooled by an increase in level. All right, so it's not just an EQ curve. Obviously, the brightness does add a little bit to the aggression, but again, on the transients, it just IRDX Core is adding extra punch to the transients, especially noticeable on the palm mutes. And so, yeah, I kind of came into this expecting this plugin to be sort of kind of, ooh, magic. Like, this is the secret magic plugin that you put it on your guitar tracks and, oh, it's the missing piece in your plugin chain, right? I see so many different, marketing things, marketing spiels where it's like, oh, this is what you need to get, the guitar tone in your head. And a lot of times it's, maybe it gets you there faster, or it does have a good sound, but like you could do it for less money or even using free plugins. And chances are, if you just, tried hard enough and knew what you needed to add to your guitar tracks, you could, do something just as well. But yeah, I really like what this plugin's doing. I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, really no complaints from me. So great job, Bogren Digital, on coming out with something pretty cool. I don't think there's much on the market that does exactly this. I could be mistaken, but definitely nothing I've tried out. So definitely something worthy of adding to your arsenal. It is very subtle, but I do like what it does. And for the price, I believe it's 39 euros right now. I don't know what the conversion is to dollars. I think the conversion is pretty close, but yeah, so not super expensive either, which spot on there. And yeah, definitely something that I could see myself picking up and trying it on productions. So thanks guys for tuning in to this video. Thanks again for watching the first 2 videos I've released in the last week here. My L1 plugin review got over 1,000 views in a few days. So Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below if you have, anything you'd like to add about this plugin, or if you have any ideas of things you'd like to see in the future. I have a list of stuff I want to cover, whether it's plugin reviews or song reactions. But if there's something you would really like to see, I can always bump that up the list. So thanks again for watching, guys, and have a great day. See you in the next one.